I hear music or something. Somebody talking.
They're allowed to play music, Joe. All right, we are live from Ada, Ohio, for this matchup with the Buckeyes club football team on Campus Nation. Let's give you a little bit of a flavor of the game here. Let me take this
Do you
off.
have any idea what the High Northern team's called there, Rick?
Well, it's that white bear.
Oh, out
Yeah,
in the middle of the field.
yeah,
That big, giant
polar bear.
polar bear.
Joe, polar bear. All right, let me make sure that I've got the right. There we go. Finally. So anyway, we are live from Ada, Ohio, and we're here for the Buckeyes Ohio Northern football game. Now we can't call it a club football game because it's not.
Right.
Our club football team is playing the JV of Ohio Northern today, and Joe Davis is to my left. And Joe, is that fly your pet?
That's my pet.
That's your pet in the window
My
there?
pet.
All right. So anyway, we're operating two cameras today, so we'll give you another view. The facilities here are beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And
Beautiful.
believe me, we have been all over a five-state area to colleges at the D1, D2, D3 level. Of course, Ohio Northern is a D3 school. And as we told you yesterday on our broadcast, when we broadcast the Muskies and the Wilmington
Muskegon.
Quakers, thank you, Joe. You couldn't remember, but
remember.
yeah. But the Muskies game yesterday, we said that this next week, not today, but next Saturday, we will be right back here at Ohio Northern with Wilmington. The Quakers will be playing the same Polar Bears. And when I say the same, yes, it's the
Same
same
name.
team that you see there before you on the field. And the sports information director, this SID, informed us because I was unfamiliar with this rule, but at the D3 level, all players are eligible to play 10 games per
Max.
season.
That's it.
And they can play in a game like this, or they can play in a regular game against another conference foe or a non-conference foe.
Yeah. Fee,
But-
fi, fo, fum.
That's right. But the bottom line is they can play up to 10 games. So we're in week 3.
And like he said a minute ago, some of these players in the regular season on the varsity squad will be on the punting team, and they may play 3 plays a game or 4 plays a game or no plays a game if there's no punting. And so they have the opportunity, those players, to play in this game and get a lot of playing time.
Right. So ultimately, this game's going to get underway in about 11 minutes. Once again, starting a little, we weren't sure what time the game was going to start. The SID said 3 o'clock game, so which that would indicate a 2:30 start. We had been told, I don't know, several weeks ago that this game would come off at 2 o'clock.
And it's on the
So
schedule.
on our static that you see that we had at the beginning and that we have on our website, we did say that we'd be on the air at 1:30. So we decided we would, and plus we were looking for a source of nourishment as far as liquid nourishment, and I'm not saying anything that was high in
Nothing
alcoholic
bad.
content. We're just talking water, soda, any of that.
Wet.
Yes, they're normally they've got a concession stand open, but at least it wasn't open just prior to airtime when we came up
I
here.
may check for it at halftime. If I don't make it back up, it's because I'm laying on the ground down there. The water fountains don't even work.
I'm not. They're turned off. That's right. So I don't know whether that they just get turned on during the actual times that they have games here, like regular football games.
And then they may say, hey, this isn't a regular football game. We're not doing
Well,
it.
we are in a drought situation down in southwest Ohio. I don't know how it is up here. We were noticing on our trip up here that the soybean and the corn, there was actually green.
Up here,
Yes, so
like right over there. It's
that,
very
that's
green.
right. That would indicate to me that they don't have the severe drought situation that we do down in southwest Ohio and central Ohio. So maybe they have skirted, with some rain up here where we have not had rain for I don't know how many days.
Yeah, because sometimes when you watch the rain come through, sometimes it'll be across northern Ohio, and sometimes it'll be like Kentucky and lower Ohio coming across the state. And they may have received more moisture than what we have, so ours is all drying out and ready for harvesting. And a lot of the fields are already gone down there, And we came up here, and they're all still standing and very green in many areas.
So the sports information director, Tim, right, Joe?
Yep, Tim.
Tim had told us that they just finished last week, and I don't know whether it was here or away, just pretty much for them trouncing Heidelberg. Yeah, and that Heidelberg always has some very competitive football teams. So I would expect that the Buckeyes may have their hands full. And as you saw last week when they played the Cincinnati United, which sounds like an FC soccer team or something, but it's not. And those, I kind of looked at that team and thought, are these ringers or what? I mean, they were that good. To
have them down 14-0 at halftime, yeah, they had to be pretty good.
And also to the quarterback, he had a strong arm, an accurate arm. So you look at that team, the only thing that team did not have, which probably came back to bite them, was they didn't have the kicker. And they lost to the Buckeyes by one
They got down
point.
close a couple times. They could have went for a field goal. They had to go all 4 downs.
Right,
couldn't make
right.
it. They couldn't go for a extra point.
Right. So fate had it. The Buckeyes won by that 1 point, and I'm sure that Cincinnati United probably looks back and says, just now we need to go out and find us a kicker. Because we've seen that many times over the years.
Or take one that you got and make him a kicker.
Right.
You know, sometimes you can.
Hey, bring in a soccer player.
That's why I said, one of those guys
even
may
if
have
she's
said,
female, for extra points. We saw at Hiram this 2 weeks ago, Hiram had a senior, and she was a kicker for Hiram. I don't think she'd ever kicked in an actual game. They brought her in the Hiram game, and she kicked an extra point. That was her one and only point, I'm assuming, in her college career. But it was great. It was absolutely fantastic. And she was very accurate from, like the 10, 15-yard line out. And you would expect that, a lot of times females just don't have the leg strength that males do.
Some of those soccer players have a pretty strong leg strength.
That's true. But anyway, so we are...
we got 6 referees now.
7 minutes from start here. Want to welcome in our regular across-the-world Buckeye fan base, as well as any polar bears that might be out there that are catching the game. Want to say a special hi to Troy Deals, the athletic director at Wilmington High School, down where we're from in Wilmington. He graduated from Ohio Northern.
And was a pretty good basketball player.
That's what the SID says. He remembers. I always kid Troy about his record-setting college career here at Ohio Northern in basketball, and I just kid him about that. But apparently, Troy was a pretty decent basketball player.
When you mentioned his name, he goes, I know Troy. Right. He was a very good basketball player here.
Right.
And your mouth dropped open.
Yeah, I was shocked. I was in absolute shock.
I'll tell Troy how shocked you were.
But anyway, let me we'll switch it up here. And I have no statics for any future games right now because our next time that we'll be on the air to broadcast will be at Miami Trace this coming Thursday. The Hillsborough
volleyball.
The volleyball team, and I think it's Hillsborough, will be in.
Same team as
the football team, but I'm not. I'll have to check it. But anyway, we'll be having Miami Trace against whomever, this Thursday, and that'll start at 5:30. And Joe's looking it up right now. And so, and then Friday, Hillsborough definitely will be, and this is homecoming for Miami Trace. This Friday, that game will start at 6:30, and we'll probably have the full crew this time. I imagine Cody will probably come in for that
I'm
game.
sure.
I know Cody was absolutely distraught with the fact that he had to watch our game this past. We had a shootout, 56 to 49. Yeah, it was an incredible game.
Oh my God, it was.
The game lasted 3 hours and 30 plus minutes.
With all the other things around it, the game itself was a very interesting game.
Yes, it was. It was. And Miami Trace is now 4-1, and the Lady Panther volleyball team are undefeated right now as far as volleyball. In fact, they've only lost like 3 sets the entire year so far. I think they lost a set at Massey and then 2 sets. I'm trying to think whether that was. I think that was at Wilmington. 2 sets at Wilmington, a set at Massey. But
I've got them all right here.
Lady Panthers
They went 5 games at Madison Plains, first game of the season.
That's right. That's right.
And
They
then 3-0,
lost
3-0, 3-0, 3-1, 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, 3-0.
some consistency there, Joe.
Oh, 2-1 for some reason at Circleville. Why? I don't know.
I don't know. Was a tournament maybe?
It must have been a Saturday tournament. Saturday,
I know.
play. On a Saturday, they can play, and if you're playing a tournament, they can make it 3 games rather than 5.
Right. So that was probably tournament play.
And then Coshocton, Logan, and this Thursday they play Chillicothe.
Oh, okay. So the Cavaliers will be in, and of course that'll be live on Campus Nation at somewhere between 5:30 and 6 o'clock.
Oh, wait a minute. Is this to give me? It's got a 7 o'clock start. What am I? I looked at volleyball and it said Miami Trace volleyball schedule, and it shows 7 p.m. start.
I don't think so.
Time, date, 9/24 that's at Chillicothe. 9/24. What is today? 22. That's before then. Thursday. 26. McLean.
Folks, Joe is old, and you know that already from his previous broadcast, which last week was almost his last one, simply because he scheduled volleyball. I don't know how many did you schedule in a row on last week? How many? There was 3, 5. How many different volleyball matches?
5.
5 volleyball matches on a day when you were supposed to drive to Columbus and be on the air with me.
That game was set a year ago.
Yeah, I don't care.
Just like I'm setting games now for next year.
Yeah, well,
and it was supposed to be at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I don't.
And they changed it to noon.
I don't care what your excuse is. But we did have a brilliant substitution, which I didn't get his phone number. I should have gotten his phone number because if I ever
find out if he's here. If he's here, he might be listening to us if he comes.
That's true. If I ever wanted to replace you,
you can't replace me.
All right, so
it looks like they may be playing Madison Plains. Not Madison Plains.
Okay, so
McLean.
We weren't paying any attention, Joe, but apparently they did the coin flip or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're pointing various ways, but
he's going that way, this way.
Doesn't give me any indication about who's kicking off, who's receiving, and whether they actually.
I was watching that the whole time till you started messing around with the thing, and then you screwed me up.
Yeah.
It's all your fault. 2 minutes till game time. Got the 2-minute warning. Beep.
So for those of you in Southwest Ohio that are in our area that want to invite you to tune in Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. for Wake Up Wilmington. News, information, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You never know who's going to show up. We've had the mayor in a couple times. We've had police officers looking for Joe Davis in there a few times. Joe Davis was even in there a couple times.
I was in there a couple times.
But
not very many. I'll tell you what, one thing you can do, whether it's this football game or those things or the volleyball game, if you miss it, you can still watch it later.
That's right, because everything that we do on our YouTube channel never goes away. Now, we are looking in the future of starting to stream on Facebook. And the only reason I say that is we've been having issues. YouTube has always been very dependable. We've been doing YouTube for 15 years. But as of late, we've had some issues with YouTube. And we're thinking about either dual streaming, which we can, or we're going to stream just to Facebook. But we'll let you know in the near future as far as whether we make that transfer or change or whatever. We may just start streaming to both. A lot of it depends on the bandwidth that's available.
Buckeyes will be on the north end of the field.
Right. They're going to be.
Because we know Wes is behind us because that's what the SID said.
That's right. He said that you have to, when you're on the soccer field, you're doing a broadcast from that, you look directly into the sun in the evening.
So they're on the left side, and it looks like they're in return. They're not in kickoff, so it looks like the Buckeyes will be receiving the ball.
So we don't know who won the toss.
Yeah, they could have deferred.
Yeah, they could have deferred, and the Buckeyes are going to be receiving. But
let's see, who do we have back? Number 1 and number 20. Is that 22? So that'd be Jalen Haley.
Yeah, 22.
And number 22.
And,
Luke Finstermaker is number
right.
22.
But
we talked about
his
that
girlfriend is not the one wearing the 22 in the stands.
Right, she had a red shirt on, I think.
Oh, did she? Okay,
yes.
all right.
Like something like what number 2?
Look, the number of people that are streaming in now. We're getting a very nice crowd here for this club football game. And, of course, we know that it's more than just a club football game for Ohio Northern.
Right.
This is some good practice for them. So let's switch to the live action here.
thought that lady was a lady from Wilmington, but I don't think so. She goes to Northern, but to check on that later. If that's Mikey Brown, and but he's back to us, that's they're from Wilmington, but they got High Northern shirts on. So they could have somebody up here.
Does that look like Mikey Brown?
I was gonna say, is he up here at Northern? It'd be cool. I'll check the names here on the players.
Well, particularly if. All right, you're getting ready for kickoff.
And it's up.
Well, he'd be someone to bring up at halftime too, Joe.
Yeah. Boom, hits the end zone. That ball hit halfway into the end zone. That's a nice kick, and I think it was a left-handed kick. Let me see his number. These orange numbers on these black are always hard to get. 80, 90, 99, 59. I couldn't to see if it says kicker here.
And yes, she was wearing a red outfit with 22 on it.
I'm talking about the kicker, and you're still thinking about.
Well, I was just trying to find out if that was Mikey Brown down there, but I don't know. I mean, if that was his dad.
Because that looked like Mikey's wife right there in the chair beside him.
All right, first play, Joe. Pay attention.
Here we go. Buckeyes in the backfield. Pappas. Hands off, coming around the right side. Getting knocked out of bounds about the 33-yard line is J.R. Burton, starting off with a nice run from the 20 to the, let's see where they mark it.
Burton had some good runs last week.
33-yard line, so he got a nice 8-yard run on that first play from scrimmage.
J.R. is the workhorse for this.
J.R.'s in the backfield with Pappas. We have two to the bottom, one to the top, one in the slot. Coming back, JR's going around the left side, getting caught for a no gainer. Going to be no gain.
He might even have lost a
He
yard
might have
or
lost
two.
a half a yard, but I don't think he lost very much. But again, they're marking on the 32, so he lost a yard. So what worked to the right did not work to the left.
Well, look at the JV roster or see if there's any Brown on the JV roster.
I was looking at that, but as I'm doing the game started, so I couldn't stare at it. Going around the left side is the keeper by the quarterback. He's got to the 40, falls over. He's got a first down and almost to the 50. He's got around the 47, 48-yard line. We're going to mark him at the 48. Not on the sheets I've got.
All right. Well, you just have the JV sheets, don't you?
Yes.
Okay. So I didn't print out the
I don't think they'd drive.
sheets.
If he's on the varsity, but boy, it looks
a lot like the family, doesn't it?
Here we go. Coming around, throws a short pass. Oh, leads the tight end a little too much.
Yep, little much.
Trying to get a pass to Aiden Donovan, but just led him just a little too much.
Early minutes of this game. 10:31 remaining in this first quarter of play.
2nd and 10. Ohio State has 2 to the top, 3 to the bottom this time. Empty backfield. Papa's taking it, throws quickly up the middle, and dropped this time by
I think you heard someone behind
Donovan.
him.
There was a lot of them behind him right there. He was 3 guys right around him. And just as he turned to look for the ball, it was right there, and I think it just came in a little quicker for him to handle than he thought it was coming. You're looking for a 5-mile-an-hour ball, and it comes at 15. It's a little different. All right, we got Jalen in the backfield, or JR in the backfield. We got 1 to the top, 2 to the bottom. Looking to pass again, coming around. Pappas looking, running to his right. He's going to keep it. He's going to run, go out right at the 50-yard line, I believe. They're marking him on the 50. So he's going to be about 3 yards shy, and it's going to be 4th down.
And they'll go for it, you think?
I don't know. We'll find out. See if I see a punter running on the field, and I do not see anybody else running on the field.
Well,
50-yard line, it could be a flip of a coin.
I was going to say, knowing, our coach, he believes in this team, and he knows.
I look for this to be a Jalen run, or JR run, excuse me. Oh, dropped the ball. JR picks it up, but he's being hit.
And he's not going to get it.
He lost a yard. No, that was a bad snap. It was to go to the quarterback, then him, and it went at both their feet. JR finally is the one that picked it up, and he picked it up and tried to run up the middle, and there was a host of
Joe,
polar bears there.
It's feet, not feet.
Did I say feet?
You said feet.
Foots. Okay, foots.
Not
Fell out of these foots. I hate these Mises to pieces, you know.
I know that. All right, so the
Deep
Polar
dense.
Bears are going to be taking over.
Polar Bears. See which one they have. They have two quarterbacks mentioned here. Rosina and Saya. I'll check in here in a minute. It's number 8.
Nice pass.
Pass out to the outside, not brought down yet. It's going to be marked right at the first down marker.
He was fighting all the way, Joe.
I'm trying to see numbers here. Number 1. Okay, so none of these numbers are here.
And we do want to tell everybody out in our audience now, it is a no hands or hands off the quarterback for Ohio Northern as far as
yeah, if they're blitzing him, it's more like a 2-hand touch.
Right.
Got it. Takes a handoff, throws here to the left side of number 13. He's got it. Being hit about the 30, at the 40, fell to the 39, which is the first down. Let's see, and they're going to mark it. They're going to give it to him. And
so
I don't have a 13.
You don't have to be yelling at anybody if suddenly you're saying, wait a minute, they're not even tackling the quarterback because they have agreed that they will not tackle the quarterback.
I'm going to give you numbers because I don't have number 8, the quarterback. He's from the varsity. He's not on my sheet. And number 13 was the receiver. I didn't get him. This is number 10 going up the middle.
They may have made it back to the line of scrimmage, Joe.
He might be a foot past the line of scrimmage where they're marking him. And this is number 10. He's not on my sheet, so I don't have these numbers on my sheet.
Well, I printed out the latest sheet that was on the Ohio Northern website as far as JV. So it could be that some of these are varsity players, and I didn't print them out. So.
Right. And back to number 8. He's the third-string quarterback on the varsity. Throws short, picks it up. He's going to get a first down and brought down. He's brought down by number 44 for the Buckeyes. And that was number 13 again for Ohio Northern. That's all I can say is number 13. Number 44 for the Buckeyes that made the tackle was Ryan Keenan. Ryan Keenan made that tackle. Handoff up. Number 10 again, going up the middle. He got about 2 yards. Basically, the Buckeyes stopped that play. He did get back to line of scrimmage and make a couple. It's going to be 2nd and 8. Ryan Keenan's a freshman linebacker from Taunton, Massachusetts. Hands off to number 10 again, going up the middle. Again, got about a yard this time, I think. So close that up more. It's going to be 3rd. Well, let's see. I said 2nd and 8. They're showing 3rd and 8 for more the yard. Maybe it's 3rd and 7.
It's 3rd and 8, Joe.
Well, it looked like 8 last time, but unless it was
and they're not keeping that information on the scoreboard. They're just using it more or less for scoring and timer.
8 quarterback has it, turns, looks, fires.
Nice pass.
To about the 8-yard line, and that was a bullet and caught about the 11-yard line. He caught that on a bullet and got down to about the 8-yard line, maybe 7. They might mark that at the 7. So it's going to be goal to go for the Ohio Northern JV squad. Hands off again up the middle, number 31 this time. And he gets to the 5. And that looks like it could be Kyle Inslee. Kyle Inslee, it says defensive lineman, so that's not him, even though it looks like 31. He would be too big for a running back.
Most likely, Joe, you're right.
Hands off, going around the left side. Still number 31 again, getting back to the 5-yard line.
Yeah, no pickup, it doesn't look like.
No, same play. So it's going to be 3rd and goal from the 5.
So this will be one of those quick over the This will be a pass, I'm quite certain.
Well, they're lined up for a pass this time, but they can fake you out.
They can't fake me out, Joe.
That could spread everybody out and then give it to 31.
I'm the cameraman, Joe. I don't get faked out.
Throwing to the right side and off the hands.
Just out of reach.
Well, the defender was there, so I think even if he caught it, he wasn't going to get past the 5-yard line anyway. So it's going to be fourth. They're going to bring in the kicking team, it looks like.
And that's the good thing about these games and playing teams like the club football team at Ohio State. They're able to get guys on the field that they normally don't, and maybe they can get some practice in, they can get some reps in, and it's under more of a game condition.
That 98, let's see. I don't have a 98. I go up to 92. So I don't have the kicker's name and number.
And it's good.
Good. Number 98 is the kicker. So basically for them, all I'm going to be able to do is give you numbers, unfortunately. I apologize.
So the Ohio Northern JV draw first blood. And once again, we are live from Ada, Ohio here, Campus Nation, the Internet Sports Authority. Happy to bring you this contest between the Polar Bears and the Buckeyes.
All right. Well, the Buckeyes are going to get the ball for the second time in this quarter and hopefully see if they can move the ball a little more efficiency. Last week, it seemed they started off slow and came up big in that second half. You just don't want to get too far behind the team.
Not a JV team.
Right.
Not a JV team. Maybe another club football team, but you don't want to get, you don't want to get a couple touchdowns behind if you can possibly avoid it. All right, we're going to have the kickoff here.
I think it's that same 98 kicking. Nice deep high kick coming down.
One thing's for certain, they've got a great kicker.
Oh yeah, he's kicking good. He kicked the extra point. He kicks both of them into the end zone.
Buckeyes just watch that sail.
That was high. That was as high up as we are here.
And speaking of that, and we've already mentioned, the facilities here are beautiful.
Oh, beautiful.
Very, very class act here at Ohio Northern. You can see that the turf looks like it might be a couple years old. I think that it was probably replaced at the same time that the soccer field
and that
behind
was 2
us.
years ago.
And the soccer field is beautiful.
Or did he say last summer?
Well, I think the soccer field might be 1 year newer than the football field.
But it's beautiful back there. All the color on it. Oh, my gosh, beautiful. Man in motion. Hands off. No, fakes the teal. Throws it to number one. And Jalen, I believe. Jalen Haley caught that ball. Got a first down. Good job, Jalen. Yeah, with Jalen and JR, I'll say one meaning the other one. Yeah.
And you're old anyway,
I'm
Joe.
old. I'm allowed.
Those brain cells have been long gone.
Jonathan Fields still in the backfield. We got one to the north, two to the south, or one to the west and one east.
Another good run.
Here we go. Jonathan did a nice run. He got about 7 yards on that run. Nice.
Looks like the Buckeyes are getting their rhythm together here. And, of course, they'll do these runs, and they'll run, and they'll run, then all of a sudden there'll be the pass.
Jonathan was hurt a couple years ago and didn't get a lot of running in one year. Was still hurt when they went to the playoffs. He was coming back playing, but he still wasn't 100%. Okay, give it to Field, go around the left side. He cuts, gets brought down. He's going to have a gain of about 1. They're going to put him right on the 45. He went from the 44 to the 45. It's going to be
Buckeyes are ready to snap the ball again.
Third down and 2. They're already lined up.
They're wanting to go fast.
2 north. Here comes Jalen from the other side, bringing to this side. So we're going to have 2 here, 1 there, 1 in the backfield with Pappas. Pappas is number 12. Tight end, backed up. Given to Field up the middle. It's going to be very close.
Very close.
Very close. And if he doesn't get it, if they check it out, I'm sure they'll go for it this time.
There's a flag. No, there's no flag.
Yes, it is.
Is there a
motion,
yellow flag there?
Motion.
All right, so motion against the Buckeyes.
I didn't see the flag, but I saw the official mark giving
sometimes
motion.
I can't tell whether it's a flag or sometimes they have these.
Let's see that yellow going around.
These little cones, and they're different colors, and who knows. And shoes. Sometimes there'll be a yellow shoe that comes off.
Well,
So that backs the Buckeyes up 5 yards.
So it's going to be 3rd and 8. No, 3rd and 7.
So we got a
3rd and
passing
7.
play here, I would assume.
Or draw. Or screen, I mean.
Yeah, screen.
He's running to Pappas to the left. He's going to get the first down easily.
And more.
He's to the 40, 35, and then tripped up.
And that
See
was
where they mark him going out of
like
bounds.
a broken play, Joe. You know
Yes,
how when
right. I think it was.
You have a broken play like that,
But everybody was to the right that left the left side open.
and he scrambled to the left.
And he can run. So gets down to the 34-yard line.
All right, Buckeyes going fast again, up tempo here.
Field still in the background, backfield. We got a thing, motion. Somebody took off too soon again. It wasn't the running back because I was watching him get the ball. He didn't take it, but somebody on the line could have picked their foot up just a hair much before the snap.
And we already promised the Zebras that we would only speak highly of them, but they only gave us one name, and they said anyone that does anything, it's him.
You remember the name?
No.
Yeah, I don't either.
No.
It was the short referee. I know that much.
The short referee.
He looked like the youngest, newest
He
guy.
was. He looked like he couldn't
One right
even
down here.
shave. I'm not trying to be mean, but
1st and 15. All right, looking to pass. Throws it over to the right side. Caught this time. And brought down that to tight end, I believe. Yes, the tight end, Aiden Donovan.
Yeah, that umpire referee, he was very young.
He's from Lyndhurst, New Jersey. 6'3", 245-pound sophomore.
That referee wasn't that tall.
You're saying he was that heavy, though?
No.
I'll tell him you said that. Okay, Field's still in the backfield. Got 2 to the top, 1 to the bottom. And
looks like about 2nd and 8.
Tight end's 1 step off the line. Going to hand it to Field. Fake it out. Going to go to the left side. He's going around the left. He's looking, but he's going to run. And he's going to go right out of bounds at the yard marker.
Got a first down.
Should have a line right past it. Let's see where they mark it.
We'll caution everyone. Remember,
they're not moving the yard markers.
Well, they're not. Well, it's
No,
a 3rd and 1.
Yeah, they're about the 1 yard line. They're about the 24, and he got to the 25.
He may have stepped out just before the.
He stepped right out over the long line, the 25.
All right, Buckeyes ready to go again.
Looks like this could be a run here because of the way the tight end set up. No, it's going to be a pass. Quarterback keeps it. He's going to get around the outside. He's got the first down. We got a
penalty.
hold.
We got a
penalty coming in. He's going out at the 10-yard line.
This will come back.
Just when he juked. What is that? Illegal shift?
So
that was not a hold signal. That was something different.
What I was going to say is that the scoreboard is not keeping the downs. The scoreboard is not telling us the distances or anything like that.
No.
So everything that we're giving you is what we have available to us. But we do see, obviously, the
I don't know
sticks.
what the referee signals are, but putting the fist together in the middle of his chest with the elbows out, whatever that means, that's what the call was. All right, so now we have 3rd and 15.
They're coming in. Is it official timeout, or they're
You know what's funny? They're backing him up 5 yards, putting it on the white line. Everything's on the white line, but yet we didn't get the first down when we had it to the white line. We had to get to the 14, but now the markers are on the 25.
All right, so we've got a 3rd and 1, 2, 3, 4. 3rd and 15.
That's what I said. All right, Pappas back. Look, throws up the middle, but he throws it into the ground. Wide open tight end running across there. Aiden was wide open.
He was wide open, and he bounced it to him.
And he hit about 3 yards in front of him and scooped up to him.
But it looks like the Buckeyes are going to punt.
Or field goal. No, they're not field goal. Have to punt.
No, there's no field goal going on here.
No, not from here. I'd be 57-yard field goal. I think they just decided they do not want to give them the ball.
So who's at back? Number 35 to punt.
35 for the Buckeyes is Rive.
Oh, Rive is back to punt then.
David Rive.
He also kicked.
Wait a minute, we got a penalty already.
Okay. So the Buckeyes are going to be backed up again.
Illegal substitution, I think. Put his hand on the shoulder. Left hand on the right shoulder, whatever that is. I'm not up on the referee.
Well, they're going to punt anyway, so it doesn't really matter. In fact, that probably gives them a little more room
might help
for this punt to be effective.
Here it goes. It's up. Short, and not quite. Yeah, it's a pretty good punt. Called for a fair catch on the 9-yard line.
So that's where the Polar Bears will be taking over here with 44 seconds remaining in this first quarter of play.
I think they're going to set it up on the 10. He was standing on the 10, but I thought he backed up one step to catch the ball, but it looks like they're going to mark it nose on the football on the 10-yard line.
So you're watching CampusNation.com, the Internet Sports Authority. Our third football broadcast in 3 days. Yesterday, Wilmington College. The day before that, it was Miami Trace football. We want to remind everybody we will be back here to this very same stadium here in Ada, Ohio, for Wilmington coming in to play. The Quakers will be in to play the Polar Bears this next Saturday. And most of the games are at 1:30, so we'll be on the air at 1 o'clock.
Number 10 caught that ball in the backfield as a quarterback, and he got the running back, I think it was 31, got hit immediately. So not number 8's out there right now. It was number 10 was in the quarterback position.
Looks like they lost at least 3, maybe 4 yards.
And number 10 looks like he's staying in the quarterback position now. Again, I don't have a 10 on my sheet, so 10 and 31 in the backfield. Looks, throws to this side, throws it low, and dropped. Man, as the man curled, was open. I mean, the Buckeyes were right there, but had room to throw it in there, but he threw it right at his knees or below his knees and could not scoop it up and bring it in. So it's going to be third and, 13?
I'd say a long 13 if it is.
Looking, throws to the right, man coming out of the backfield, but hit immediately, so he's going to lose again or be at the line of scrimmage.
Might have made it back up 3 or 4 yards to the line of scrimmage.
It's going to be fourth down. So
they're going to punt.
They're going to punt. I think that's pretty obvious. Ball's about the 7-yard line. Original line of scrimmage was the 10, so it's 4th and 13. Is that the end of the quarter? It is the end of the quarter.
Yes, end of the quarter, so we will be switching sides. But in the meantime, let me catch up all the pertinent information here so that I can put the second quarter up. All right, there we go. And it's still 3-0. The Ohio Northern Polar Bears JV leading the Buckeyes 3-0.
And, Brown could be playing on this because, like I said, we don't have the right names on a lot of these numbers. So Mikey Brown came to Ohio Northern.
You could always go down at halftime just sort of like you're just walking down there to see if they have any water.
Yeah. Hey, excuse me. Are your name Brown? Do you have any water? I'll stand there, and if he looks over and goes, oh, my God, the worst ref I've ever seen, then I know it's Mikey.
Yeah, probably so.
Mike's the dad. Mikey's the boy.
Yeah.
And they do have a daughter, and that also looks like the daughters. I'm positive that's them.
All right. Well, I will go on your expertise, which means nothing.
Means nothing.
All right. So
back.
We're at the other end of the field. I'll switch over here.
Getting ready for punt. He's at the back of the end zone. Catches it. It's up.
Nice punt.
They're going to call running into the kicker. He did not go down or anything, but they threw a flag. Buckeyes threw everybody in there. Ball's going to be touched at the 46-yard line of the Buckeyes, but we may have a problem here.
Yeah, we may have given the Polar Bears another set of downs.
Well, it may have only been a 5-yard, and that's not going to give them a first down, so they may take the punt.
They'll still have to. That was a very good punt.
Okay, the referee's coming down to set it up, so I think they're decided to take the ball take the punt. It was only a 5-yard running into the kicker, not roughing the kicker.
Right. So
that's 5-yard penalty.
So they're going to accept that very good punt, which puts them at. They haven't set up yet.
But the Ohio State does have the ball near
placed
midfield.
The ball at the 46-yard line
of the Buckeyes.
Yeah.
And Pappas takes it, hands it to JR. JR goes around the right side, almost tripped up, but keeps up, and he's going to fall down right down. He's going to be close. Nope, they're going to mark him on the 45. He's got to get to the 44.
All right.
The ball was actually over, but I still don't think it was far enough to get to the first down marker, but they're going to put it at the 45. All right. Yeah, we got JR in the backfield with Pappas. Handoff up the middle, goes around the right side, finds a hole, and gets over the first down marker. Gets right on the 40 this time. This time they gave him to where the ball was as he went down.
All right, so the Buckeyes, they'll have a 1st and 10 at the Ohio Northern 40-yard line.
1st and 10. We got 2 to the top, one to the bottom here. We have JR in the backfield with Pappas. Was directly behind him. Now he moves up beside him to his right. Hands off coming around this side. Cuts it in, but he's got a load of brown uniforms around him.
Yeah, the Polar Bears were on that. The pickup of maybe just shy of 2 yards.
I think they're keying on JR. I mean, they're keying on him quick. That's where Pappas is going to later have a handoff, and if it's good hidden, he's going to go the opposite way because these guys are following JR.
Right, he'll just run down to the end zone, right?
I tell you he could because they're following JR. 3 to the top, 1 to the bottom. He's going to his right, looking, going to run.
Good cut.
He cuts back this way, cuts in, and gets knocked down about the 26-yard line. So he had a great run there, got a first down. Good running by, I start to say Milt Pappas. That's the old pitcher for the Reds. By Mr. Pappas for the
There's no one in this
Nico.
crowd. There's no one in this crowd that remembers him, Joe.
No.
You're the only one.
I'm the only one old enough to remember. All right, we got 1 in the backfield, 2 to the bottom, 2 to the top. Fast. Caught. Jalen caught it. He caught it about the 20, got down to the 16-yard line by Jalen Haley. Numero uno.
Besides everybody up here, they're Indian/Guardian fans.
Who?
Well, they've been much more successful than the Reds the past several seasons.
You're right. All righty, you got got 1 in the backfield with the quarterback, JR. 2 to the bottom. Hands it JR going around the left side. Oh! He broke one guy, and another guy went down, and he just flip right over him. So he's going to gain about 3 yards. That was a 3-yard flip right there.
Looks like 8:31 remaining in the second quarter of play here. 3-0. Polar Bears over the Buckeyes.
Got JR still in the backfield. Got 1 to the bottom. 3 to the top. Jalen's up top. Going to look. Going to tuck it. He's got an opening to the end zone. He's got to the 5.
He's in.
He jumps in, breaks the plane. Touchdown, Ohio State Buckeyes.
And it sounds like, and it looks like, that a lot of those Buckeye fans have come over from Columbus or wherever they were in the state to come support this club football team.
You can see the stands over there. That's Buckeyes. And half of what's right below us is Buckeyes. And it's the back seats for the ones that come to the High Northern games that paid ahead. They get those seats. Well, this game, and they came early and they took it before the High Northern people got here. Going back to kick.
Extra point. Oh,
David Rive up with the extra kick.
good
extra
recovery.
Point kick.
The
snap was not
snap
quite.
was a little off, but
Got it down, got it up.
Made the extra point.
And Mr. Rive made the extra point good.
So our score here in the second quarter of play with 8:04 remaining, it's the Ohio State Buckeyes 7 and the Ohio Northern Polar Bears 3.
Now is it Mamacita or is it Madre? That would be David's mom. Would you say Madre or would you say
I think it's
Mamacita?
I don't know. Should we?
So I'll say.
Let's throw it to New York and have New York tell us.
Yes,
New York, would you please?
How about Puerto Rico?
Well, that's true.
Puerto Rico can tell us. Is it Madre Rive or Mamacita Rive? You can tell your son can tell me.
All right, so the Buckeyes getting ready to kick off here.
Well, mother might be Madre and mom might be Mamacita.
Why are you hurting my brain, Joe? Why are you hurting my brain?
I think a lot. I think of so many things.
Mm-hmm.
David's down for the kickoff. It's up. Low kick. Hits about the 20. Hits the...
This is a good kick.
Back, he's on the end zone. Picks it up, running. He's at the 10, to the 15, to 20, and falls to the 25. And he did. He almost broke it. And if he kept his balance, he had the sideline. Nobody there.
Number 13 for the Polar Bears.
He picked the ball up with his back foot standing on the end zone as he picked the ball up and made it all the way back to the 25-yard line.
Right. Very athletic.
In fact, if he let it roll into the end zone, they'd have got it on the 20 with no problem. Because if it hits you...
Joe, why do you have to be such a Debbie Downer? It was a great play. Don't be a Debbie Downer.
I'm a Joey Downer.
A Joey Downer.
All right.
So the Polar Bears.
We got Jalen in the backfield. No, that's their team. Sorry. Number 1 in the backfield. What's the number 1?
I have no idea. I don't have the roster.
Breeden Saya, they say. I can't tell.
Nothing.
Try to go up the middle. Nothing there.
Buckeye defense stiffens.
See, I got number 1 is Braden Saya. He's a quarterback, 5'11".
They lost
that guy
2,
is
Joe.
short.
They lost 2 yards.
Lost 2 yards. Great defense.
2nd and 12.
A host of Buckeyes met him right in the middle. So he's still back there with the quarterback. I think, is that number 8 again back there? 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom. Throws. Caught.
Oh, nice pass.
He's not down yet. He gets all the way up to the 50. He caught that around the 38, and he's brought down at the 50. Two Buckeyes hit together, hitting him as he caught it, and then he turned and then drugged the one Ohio State to the 50-yard line before he could bring him down.
He threaded the needle. And
wow.
Yeah.
Okay, we got 2 down, 1 up, 1 in the backfield. He hits running off the left side and is brought down at the 50. So we're going to be maybe a yard loss on that play.
Well, they keep losing, but Joe, with that pass.
Or they're just going to mark him without moving it.
Yeah, they're not moving it. So it's going to be 2nd and 10?
I'm going to say 10. It's probably 10 and a half. Yeah. They did move it back a little bit.
Picky.
All right, goes back. He's looking to pass. Throws it to the right side. Almost intercepted. Number 39 for Ohio State, Jeremy Brausch, B-R-A-U-S-C-H. Brausch. Jeremy got up, got his hand on it, so he ricocheted enough that the fielder missed the ball, the receiver, and no gain. So it's 3rd and 10 from the 50-yard line.
Polar Bears shotgun.
1, 3 to top, 2 to the bottom. Throws it short behind a screen. Had a wide receiver screen set up.
Looks like they're going to be about 3 to 4 yards shy of that first down.
Scrimmage was 50. Caught it about the 47, and he ran down to about the 43. So after he caught it, he got about 4 more yards. Now they're going to now marking at the 42. They moved it.
No, so 2 yards shy. No, still 3 yards shy.
2.
4th and 3. No, look it over on the sideline, Joe. You got to go by the
yard marker. Looks like right on the 40. He's on the 42.
I give up.
Caught.
Wide
It'll
open.
be a first down no matter what it was.
He was wide open. Good play.
When they pull those things off the line of scrimmage, they pull it 3 yards off the field. It's hard to tell exactly where they've got it marked.
Good excuse, Joe. Good excuse.
Well, the ball was on the 42.
All right, so we know it's a 1st and 10, right, Joe?
Right.
Okay, that's all that matters. Polar Bears on the move.
Polar Bears got one in the backfield, number 1. 2 at the bottom, 1 in motion, 2 at the top. Throwing to the left. Nope.
Penalty.
No, penalty.
We
2
got
penalties.
holding.
We have 2 penalties on that play.
Buckeyes were bringing everything. I'm sure it's holding on the Polar Bears.
It could be the same guy holding. The referees will get together. This referee is calling holding to the thing. I don't think he knows the other referee also had a flag. He's yelling.
The other one's yelling over to him. Face mask.
No, he's going like this. He's going hold.
Okay.
He's just like this.
So was he showing a spot foul?
Well, this one's in the backfield. This is the worst one. The Buckeyes would take the worst one.
Well, he's pointing to the 40-yard line, so I don't know whether holding.
We have two holdings on the play is what he said.
All right. So one
man
of them
in motion. One man in motion.
One of them was declined. The man in motion was declined.
They're going to take the holding. There's 2 flags, one for holding, one for man in motion. Man in motion was declined.
So is that like backfield in motion?
Don't get me going, Rick.
All right, Joe.
Backfield in motion.
Stop it, Davis. Stop it.
People want
I'm
that.
the one with the FM radio station. I would never let you sing on it either.
All right, we got 1 in the backfield with the quarterback, 3 to the top, nothing to the right. And we're going to give it running off the right side. Buckeyes are hitting him.
That's a hold.
They're giving him back to the line of scrimmage. I thought he had lost a yard, but they're going to give him back to the line of scrimmage.
I thought the one Buckeye, number 38, was being held.
I'm sure he was.
He was pulling him down to the ground, but they didn't call that.
Well, they just called one. They don't want to call 2 in a row. All right, it's 3rd down and 16?
3:55 and counting down in this first half of play. Buckeyes lead the Polar Bears 7-3. Yeah.
Man, this has been a fast half compared to what we've been used to.
Well, compared to the Friday night football game.
Oh, my gosh. Handoff, no, fake. Going up the middle, being tackled for a loss. Number 5 for Ohio State, Matt Humphreys. Senior, 6 foot 220 from Jackson, Ohio. We know that place.
We know Jackson. They're in the FAC, and they're in the same league with Miami Trace.
They always have some really good football.
Who is now 4-1 after Friday night's win.
So now it's 4th down and at least 20.
Looks like the Buckeyes defense is
22.
finally getting its rhythm here.
I think it's 22 yards, 4th down and 22. So what the scoreboard says, yes, it agrees with me.
Yeah, it's the second quarter, Joe.
Over his head! Oh, my gosh. He's going to get it.
He's not going to drive. I thought he was going to fall on it. He was trying to pick it up.
He went past it, and the Buckeye was more after him than he didn't see the ball still laying on the ground, but it's a Buckeye ball no matter what.
Right. So Ohio State is going to take over at the 23-yard line.
The Buckeyes didn't have to pick up in fact, they're better off not going after the ball. If they get it and it comes out on a fumble, they can get it back. Okay. So let the other team get the ball and mark them down. So the Buckeyes get the ball 1st down at the 23-yard line of the Polar Bears. Wow. I wasn't expecting that, really. Wasn't even going to say, hey,
that's the purpose of this game too, Joe. These young people that are playing as JV, they need this repetition and they need this practice.
Okay, we got one in the backfield, and that's JR. He's going up the middle. He broke the 20. They're going to mark him at the 19, I believe. So we got about 4 yards on that play, I'd say. Maybe 5. I don't know. 5. He got 5 yards on that play. They were at the 24, got to the 19. That's 5 yards. I know my math. I graduated East Clinton.
Yeah, East Clinton math, forget it, Joe.
All right, JR's in the backfield. Pappas looking, breaks, goes left, and almost brought down. Gets free, gets across the almost to the 14. It's going to be close to a first down. Oh, they're going to mark him on the 15. Now, see, his body was across it, fell down with the ball. They mark him on the 15 and not the 14. Later it'll be the opposite.
It's the 2-minute timeout.
2-minute timeout college has this year.
Yeah, we have 2 minutes till the end of the first half of play. It's not called
the 2-minute warning?
No, the 2-minute warning is only the last 2-minute warning at
game.
the end of the game. So this is just called a 2-minute timeout.
2-minute timeout.
Doesn't charge off to either team.
We need a song for that.
No, Joe. Please.
Timeout.
Please, Joe. Once again, a shout out to all those Buckeye fans all over the world watching this broadcast. We know we have, at the end of a stream, that doesn't include by the end of the week, but at the end of our streams, we normally have 2,000 to 3,000 views of this game, and that is pretty doggone good for a club football game.
Right. And I apologize to the other team not being able to say your names. I love to say the other team's names so the parents hear their names over the thing, but we don't know who they are. Everybody that lines up is not what we got on our sheet. Rick screwed that up, people. Sorry.
Well, they're in orange. There's their names.
Yes, but when the guy goes down, it's a 5'4" guy, and this goes over to a tight end at 6'1" or 6'4". It doesn't line up.
Well, maybe that's part of the deception.
All right, here the teams come back out on the field after the 2-minute timeout for Rick.
It's going to be a third and looks like about 2 or 3 yards here. A long 2.
1.
Long 2.
They're on the 15. They got to go to the 14.
Long 2.
Gets it to JR, goes up the middle, and he's got the first down.
So we don't have to argue about it, Joe.
Ball was on the 24, then the 19, had to get 1 yard.
The play is going to be Ohio, whatever that is.
Yes. All right. 1 to the bottom, JR in the backfield, 2 to the top. Pappas has the ball, looking to his right, nobody over there. Oh, throws it to the end zone. No catch. I thought he was going to take off running because there was.
They're
going to be another flag. Who's that on?
I don't know, but it looks like it's going to be a hold from where it was thrown.
But I think there could be a personal foul at the end of this last foul.
Well, the Buckeyes are walking backwards.
And I heard a lot of cheering, and I think it was the home field cheering.
The home what?
So we could have 2 penalties, both used on this play. Chop block, personal foul. The other one was personal foul against the Buckeyes. And they may mark both of them off.
I doubt it.
Well, one could be after the play is the reason I'm saying that.
Well, that's possible. Right now it looks like it's going to be a 15-yarder at least.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 30. This is a 30-yard penalty.
Yeah, so they're marking them both off.
Chop block penalty and then a personal foul.
After the play.
After the play, where the quarterback was standing, I was looking toward the end zone, and something happened to the right, and I looked back. Somebody got pushed or knocked down or something, and the referee was standing right there and threw his flag. So we had a personal foul after the play, and that's why both penalties were assessed. Assessed.
Thanks, Joe.
I corrected myself. After I hear it, I heard it, and I go, ooh.
More of that East Clinton Spanglish?
Yeah, I didn't say anything about our English over there. Our English teacher was also our Spanish teacher.
There you go. Got an official timeout? Oh, no, they're just letting them line up properly.
Yeah, just line up. Got 2 to the top. Jalen.
So we've got a first.
He's one of them.
We got a first in Toledo here on this play here. Buckeyes have got to get to Toledo before they get a first down.
Just seems like it. First down and a whole bunch. Here we go. He's going to look to pass. Is he going to run? Is he going to pass? He's going to throw. And just off the fingertips and no penalty.
Good defense. He got his hand in after the ball was passed. But he was going to make sure that Buckeye did not snag that catch.
Yeah. Ball was led by to the receiver just a hair too much. Just out of he could touch it, and that's about it. All right. 10, 20, 30, about 36, 7 yards, I think, for a first down, something like that. Empty backfield. Everybody going out. 3 to the top, 2 to the bottom. Throws short, right to the middle of the field to the tight end. And he's got a bunch of that back. At least he got down to about the 23-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down.
I don't think the Buckeyes are going to try a field goal, so it doesn't matter.
Well, it depends on where they get here. It depends. They're at the 1 in the backfield, 2 to 3 to the top. Slow snap again. Quarterback tried to run. There he goes, takes off. He's around to the right side. He's got an opening. He's got a block. He gets inside. He got the first down. He may have a touchdown. Where'd they go? Where are they going to mark him going out?
He's not got a touchdown.
Well, he was close. They're going to mark him out a yard shy of the first down.
So needless to say, the Buckeyes would go for that. 4th and 1.
Well, it depends on where the yard marker. Is that yard marker on the one? He's 8 yards off the line of scrimmage. I mean, off the field. So it's hard to tell.
Yeah,
exactly.
None of them. They're not. So what do we got here? It's just a timeout.
Timeout.
All right. So timeout. Polar Bears. Your score: the Ohio State University 7 and the Ohio Northern Polar Bears. Well, I just got the strangest look from an Ohio Northern fan there. He looked at me like, how dare you say that. Anyway.
Because you said Buckeyes or what?
3, yeah. No, I said the Ohio State.
The Ohio State Buckeyes. That's what they are.
Yes, we know that. We know that, Joe.
Is that the 22?
Yeah, down here in red. Yeah, that's. She's been there the whole time, Joe. We were trying to determine.
I'm not staring around like you are.
But it is not. She's. I don't know whether it's a Buckeyes jersey or not.
Yes,
it's got an O on the side. Yeah, it's got that block O.
Oh, it's got the arms and everything. All right, here we are back on the field. I'm just going to say goal to go, and we're on the 4-yard line.
Yeah, if they indicate by holding their hands up, it's a touchdown. That's all we can tell you.
Into the end zone, ball popped up, and it's no good. And that was 4th down.
Right.
So they're going to get the ball around the 4-yard line.
So the Polar Bears do manage to keep the Buckeyes from going back into the end zone.
And see, I don't know why with that would have gave us a 10-point lead, a touchdown lead if we'd have got a field goal. So I don't understand why we didn't go for.
Coach Grega is very aggressive on the field, so I think that it has in the past his aggressiveness
has worked.
I'm not
you cannot disagree with.
No, you just keep doing what works. So I don't question it.
And I wasn't saying it's wrong. I was just saying it was me, and I could be wrong.
I
would have went to the field goal, but that means I could be wrong.
You're going to get the pink slip next week. James going to send me
I'm never going to say. I said James is right. I was wrong. That's what I'm saying.
In my email.
I'm saying James was right.
This is for Joe Davis.
I was wrong. I would have done something, but I would have been wrong doing it. That's what I said.
So when he comes up at the end of the game, are you interviewing him or am I?
You're not, because you'll talk about bad things.
What are you talking about?
You'll say, Joe said
I did mention that the safety play last week was a little weak, and he agreed. So I'm sure they've been working on that because of my suggestion all week long.
I'm sure he listens to everything you say.
Well, obviously. I've seen thousands of football games.
Were you sane all those times?
I've watched almost as many football games, Joe, as you have taken those pills. Your supplements.
We got one in the backfield, 2 to the bottom.
They're coming out of the end zone.
Coming to the left side, running around the left side, and he gets a couple yards.
Up there.
He got about 3 yards, I think. Let's see where they mark him.
It's safe that way.
Maybe 4. He was on the 4th. 1, 2, 3, 4 yards. Got 4 yards on that play. Gives them a little more running room to breathe. 2 to the bottom, 1 to the top, 1 in the backfield, 1 in the slot on the top left side. No, he's in motion, bringing him over here to the right side. Gives him the run, going up the middle. Buckeyes are grabbing him and going down, but he's going to get about 3 more yards. He's going to be about 2 yards shy, maybe 1 yard shy.
Well, it doesn't matter, because there'll be one more play. We had 11 seconds, and the clock is running. I don't even think they're going to try to get another play off.
6, 4,
yeah.
3. They're not even getting
So we're
down.
going to go to half with the Buckeyes leading 7-3. This has been a great contest thus far.
It has been a great contest. Buckeyes leading 7-3, everybody. We'll be back at the end or the start of the third quarter, and we may have an interview or so in between if somebody comes up.
I have a couple guests, you think, Joe?
Yeah, I'm going down to see if the
you go down and see, and if you bring me something as well, and I'll.
They may only have one drink.
Yeah, one drink. Yeah, they're sold out. Joe, you're so tight. Thanks, Joe. I want to remind everybody, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., we're live from the historic 106-year-old Murphy Theater in downtown Wilmington, Ohio. It's Wake Up Wilmington, and I get on the air or in front of the camera occasionally. Why don't you tear everything up? You dropped your wallet there, Joe.
Just moving.
Okay, but anyway, I occasionally get on, but the camera. But for the most part, I'm doing the engineering of that.
We try not to let you on.
What's that?
We try not to let you on the camera as much as possible.
That's right. But anyway, with Charlie Hargrave and the cast and crew, and we have a lot of interesting people that are on, so we would invite you to tune in. Like we say, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. from the Murphy Theater. It's Wake Up Wilmington. Our score at the halftime is the Ohio State Buckeyes 7, the Ohio Northern Polar Bears 3. Nice crowd today. I can't tell you how many of them are Buckeyes and how many of them are Polar Bears, but it's a nice crowd. And they're spread sort of all over the stadium here, but nice facilities, as Joe and I were talking about. The SID Tim, he gave us a sort of a layout of some of the things that they had planned, and I assume that they'll still complete those eventually in the future. As you can see across the way, and I'll put that on there so that, as you can see across the way, when you look at these, I'll move this up so you can see it. When you look at the stands over there, you can see on both sides of those stands there's an additional area of gravel with pylons already in the ground. That would be assumed that in the future, as they do some more modifications to the stadium, that they will be able to add those stands very easily because they've already got the pylons in the ground and they've got the gravel underneath the stands as they do in the main section that you see there in the I see a I Heart You. I assume that's a block O, so I'm assuming that that's I Love You, Ohio State. It's kind of overcast today in northern Ohio. Oh, wait a minute. I've got to get this. You folks have to see this. What do you think? Is that a cowgirl over there? Is that what that is? I will try to zoom in a little. There you go. She's riding the polar bear. It's not the riding the white horse, it's riding the white polar bear, right? Oh, gosh. So Joe Davis is down, and it looks like we may have a winner. That may be the Browns down there. Joe acts, he's talking to them. Of course, Joe will talk to anybody. If you've ever been around this man, he will talk to a wall. He's very chatty, and so I would assume that probably the Browns. So we can confirm that is Mike Brown, and Mike is a assistant to the Wilmington High School football team, very active on the team. And, of course, Mikey Brown played for Wilmington both high school and in basketball and also in football. And I don't know if he played a spring sport or not, but so Joe will bring the information to us as to whether or not Mikey Brown is playing for Ohio Northern in some capacity, some sport, when he gets back into the booth. And once again, a shout out to Troy Deals, the athletic director at Wilmington High School. He went to school here, graduated. I don't know what year he graduated in, but he played basketball for Ohio Northern. And from what Tim, the sports information director, said, Troy was pretty decent. So Troy Deals, an alumni, and now the athletic director at Wilmington High School in Wilmington, Ohio. Oh, we get stats. Thank you. So, we get stats.
I don't know who 15 is for y'all.
15?
Free safety?
Yeah. Is he on there?
No. I jumped from 14 to 18.
So that may be a new substitution or whatever. They gave us a name last week, but I didn't write it down, so it might be that was number 15. All right, score 7-3 after the first half. Ohio State with 8 first downs. Ohio Northern with 5. The Ohio Buckeyes have run 19 plays for 139 yards. The JV team has run 14 plays for 35 yards. In passing, Ohio State has 42 passing net yards. And for the JV team of Ohio Northern, they've had 82. The pass attempts, completions, and interceptions, 9, 4, and 0 for Ohio State, 11, 8, and 0 for ONU. Total offensive plays, 28 for Ohio State for 181 yards, 25 for ONU, 25 for 47. There have been no fumbles, no returns, obviously. There have been no punts. Kickoff return, Ohio State has not had any yards off a kickoff return, whereas the JV team of Ohio Northern, they were 1 for 25. There has been 1 punt by each team. The net was for Ohio State 35 yards, and the net for ONU was 47 yards. There has been a fumble lost for ONU, none for Ohio State. This has really been a fairly error-free game, although ONU has no actual penalties, whereas the Buckeyes, they're 6 for 54 yards. Possession time was about even. It's 12 minutes and 4 seconds for Ohio State, and it is 11 minutes and 56 seconds for ONU. Third down conversions, 3 of 6 for the Buckeyes and 1 of 5 for ONU. Fourth down conversions, 0 out of 2 attempts for the Buckeyes, 1 of 2. They're 50% for ONU. Red zone scores, the Buckeyes 1 for 2 and ONU 1 for 1. So your score, and I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty of this, but I think I'll take this with us so we've got this for next week just as a reference. But anyway, at the half, it's your Ohio State Buckeyes 7 and the Ohio Northern Polar Bears 3. It is clouding up, and so there is the potential, because people are getting their umbrellas out. The wind has kicked up immensely here. It's almost like the front is just coming in, papers blowing around and that kind of thing. I have not seen actually any drops anywhere, but the umbrellas are up, so I don't know whether they're shielding themselves from actual rain. We're going to have, looks like almost like a tornado coming through here. People are actually leaving the stands now. And this is a front that just blew in, and looks like it's coming from the south and coming north. But it is causing people to leave the stands. All the tarps and that they've been blown around. It is we've had some really strong wind gusts here. And it was just as that front was starting to hit the stadium, but everyone has left the stands. So I don't know whether there's actually been an edict by Ohio Northern that they have to, because if there is lightning or thunder, then what they will do is they'll ask people to leave the metal stands, obviously. Both sides, the stands have been cleared. So I would say right now, at this point, we might be in what we would call a rain delay, particularly if and I'm going to move our camera back to a different position so that it's not on the edge. And I will go over and I'm going to check to see about the other equipment and camera. We'll be right back. So I was going to attempt to go out. The press box is divided into 4 sections, and I was going to attempt to go to the next section where we have the other camera. The camera is not moving, so I'm assuming that it is not blowing around in the press box, the camera that you're seeing now on the screen, and the press box with me is that view there. Although I have moved this camera back because we are getting a little bit of rain into the booth, and so I don't want, but we've not heard any sirens or any kind of indication that there is any foul weather other than the fact that there is very strong wind gusts. Had to take the headphones off just a second in order to be able to make sure that there was no. But even the benches across the way, as you can see in the shot right now, the benches have blown over that they were sitting on, the Buckeyes in that. The score is 7-3 at the half. We've had, right at the end of the first half, the teams were already off the field. We had this weather come in. The goalposts are even blowing, moving back and forth. But the storm front, if I read this right, is coming from the south and it's going north, and it's almost in a direct line north. The flag at the end of the stadium is, it looks like it's blowing more what would be east. But there are gusts, and it's the gusts I think that's causing the most problem, although it seems like the rain, which was coming down fairly hard now, has stopped. So a lot of the rain may have just come in with that front. But stands have been cleared on both sides, people not wanting to get wet. And the problem was with the wind blowing as strongly as it was, you couldn't put an umbrella up to protect you from the rain because it was turning them inside out, literally. It looked like a scene from The Wizard of Oz. I was waiting for anyone to float by the window here. We could have waved to them. I'll tell you one thing, though. Being from Southwest Ohio, where we are in a severe drought, this rain is refreshing. And it's interesting because I lived in Phoenix, Arizona for a while, and I've lived in Dallas, I've lived in Denver, but in particular in Phoenix, Arizona, it was sunny so much that we got bored with the sunshine. When it clouded up and when it rained, it was great. The rain is still coming down, so no one's playing football, at least for a little while. And I don't think that under the conditions that we have here that they're going to resume play until after they're absolutely certain that this gusting wind, because it's dangerous because it blows stuff around. You don't want to get hit by a flying bench or something like that. Also a reminder, next week, this Thursday, we'll be having girls volleyball at Miami Trace on Thursday. They are still undefeated in volleyball. They are, I believe, 11-0 or 12-0. And then on Friday, the Hillsboro Indians will be in to face the Miami Trace Panthers, who are now Miami Trace is 4-1. And that game will start at 6:30 on Campus Nation. The volleyball match will start at 5:30. Won't last long because these games, since they win in straight sets, as far as volleyball, they never last more than 3 games. That's what it takes for them to sweep. And usually lasts just a little over an hour to get that done, even at the varsity level. And then on Saturday, next Saturday, this matchup with these Polar Bears against the Wilmington Quakers. Wilmington will be traveling here to Ada, and we will be here to bring you that game as well. As I recall, everything in the OAC, other than homecoming, which was yesterday that we did with Muskingum, everything in the OAC is a 3 o'clock or a 1:30 start, so a 1:30 kickoff. So we'll be on the air at 1 o'clock. So if you got all that, we're going to be on the air at 1 o'clock on Campus Nation. And I sent down Joe Davis to get us something to drink, and he brings me all this rain and wind. So what can I say? And you can literally see on our broadcast, you can see how hard the rain is coming down. But I'm sure that even here, where Joe and I were talking as we were driving up Interstate 75 from Wilmington, that even here where we saw that the soybean and the corn, they had some green still, whereas down in southwest Ohio, where we have come from, everything is absolutely brown. And they actually have been harvesting for the last few weeks simply because it wasn't going to grow anymore. It wasn't going to get any better. And even if they had this kind of deluge in southwest Ohio, everything is so dry, all it would do is break them over. So at least this way, they still were able to harvest them without them being blown over. Trying to see if I could see who the leading rusher. So imagine that. Nico Pappas is the leading rusher. He averages 12.4 yards. Of course, he's also the quarterback, but he's also 4 for 9 for 42 yards. His longest this first half has been 13 yards. But Pappas at 12.4 yards as far as rushing. Burton with 3.6. Teal with 4.0. And Young with 3.5. For Ohio Northern, you've got Amir Collins. He's 7 for 9. Or 9 for 7, 7 for 9 for 82 yards. His longest is 26 yards. He's had some beautiful passes. Got a nice, smooth arm action and very good vision. He could see down the field, and he's very accurate as well. And Saya was 1 for 2 with no yards. Oh, yeah. Joe could not find him. So I don't even have to wait for Joe to get back up here. The leading receiver for Ohio Northern is Mikey Brown from Wilmington, Ohio. He is number 5, and he rushed 48 yards in the first half, his longest being 15 yards. And then followed by Dalton Jordan. He is number 1. He has 26 yards as long, which was just one rush, obviously, 26 yards. And then there's Troy Marshall. He had a rush for 8 yards. And Seth Chamberlain, he had a rush, but he didn't gain any yards. Punting's pretty even. Rive, 35 yards has been his punt, and 47 yards is Matt Cernak, I guess that is. Mikey Brown also is a kick returner, and his kick return was for 25 yards, his long 25. So I'm assuming that's where we get the figure from above as far as the receiving yards. He's also a receiver as well as a kick returner. What freshness. Boy, I love this cool air that is coming in. The rain is starting, as you can see from the monitor, from your, whether you're watching us on your cell phone or you're watching us on your computer or you're watching us on your smart TV, because any of those devices have Campus Nation football on it, Campus Nation sports. The rain is dying down, so the front is through. It is now just plain old overcast. There may be a little bit of rain throughout the rest of the second half, but there is no lightning, there is no thunder, so we're not getting any of that, which would delay the game. So I would estimate that we've got 3 minutes and 56 seconds, although the clock has stopped. So I don't know whether 3:56 means that there was some indication of some lightning or that has put us in a hold. But with 3:56, well, now they're running it down. 3:42 and counting down till we get the second half underway. And even if it is raining, we will play in the rain. Rain is not the issue. We just have to be careful about thunder, lightning, any danger to the players, any danger to the fans sitting on metal seats. But the fresh air is incredible. And I would say I have no idea where Joe Davis is, but wherever Joe Davis is, he is yakking up a storm. But it's interesting because it's like a ghost town. I'm up here looking down. There is not a person in any seat. There is no one on the field. There is no one at the sides of the field that where I can see. Maybe in the tunnel here there might be some people. Obviously, if you see across the way where the Buckeyes are set up, some of the benches are still turned over from the wind, but just a light drizzle type rain right now, but no one wanting to come out and play, so to speak. But there's a fresh 12 on the clock, so we'll be ready to get underway. Well, I hear a little bit of thunder. You might even be able to hear it, but there is a little bit of thunder. But once again, I don't know whether they'll go on what they see on weather radar and how far away that is. I've not seen any lightning, but obviously where there's thunder, there's probably some lightning. But we'll see if they're going to get this going here shortly or whether we might have a delay until we get the all clear. This would have been the perfect time to have someone coming up and talking to us in the booth. We had invited a couple people up, but who knows? Maybe they're all gone. I'm the only one here. All right, well, we'll take a break. We'll be back just as soon as I can find out when we might be getting back online here. Don't forget, Wake Up Wilmington from the Murphy Theater, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on the Wilmington Community Broadcasting Network. Tune in and watch. All right, we're coming back online here to let everybody know that the game has been called. They have decided not to resume play. I guess there's still some concern. There's some thunder rumbling in the back. I haven't looked at the weather radar to know exactly where things are as far as possible storm or whatever. But anyway, the game has been called. They will not resume play of this game. Ohio State 7 and Ohio Northern's JV 3. So I guess they felt that it was better that they didn't resume the game. We don't want to take any chances with anybody getting hurt. So we'll throw it back to Wilmington, Ohio, and we want to thank those of you that tuned in with the final score: Ohio State 7, Ohio Northern